What if I told you, right now, sitting inside your home, inside your old coin jar, there could be a single coin worth more than a luxury car, even more than a house? Because these aren't just coins, they're hidden American treasures, some worth over $100,000 each. From centuries-old silver legends to modern dollars born in mystery, these coins have shocked collectors, auction houses, and even the US Mint itself. So brace yourself, because what you're about to see will blow your mind. This is not just another coin video. This is a journey into the heart of hidden fortune. Welcome to True Coin Value, where history meets hidden treasure. And in this video, we're diving deep into the vault of destiny, revealing the top 13 ultra-rare and most valuable US coins in today's market. From lost silver treasures to forgotten mint eras, to the last surviving symbols of an era long gone, these aren't just coins. They are time machines. They are legends. And some of them are now worth so much that a single piece could change your life forever. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which coins could turn your collection into a fortune beyond imagination. This is not a guessing game. This is real treasure, hiding in plain sight. And it all begins right now. Coin number 1. Let's travel back to the year 1908, a time when carriages still rolled through cobblestone streets, the West was still wild, and the city of New Orleans was home to one of America's most fascinating mints. In that year, hidden deep within the humming walls of the New Orleans Mint, something remarkable happened. A small number of barber quarters were struck, coins that would one day become some of the most desired and valuable pieces in US numismatic history, and among them stood one particular rarity, the 1908 with O barber quarter. This coin carries not just silver, but the final heartbeat of an era. The barber quarter, named after its designer Charles E. Barber, was struck between 1892 and 1916. It featured the dignified liberty on the obverse and the proud heraldic eagle on the reverse, a design that reflected the confidence of a young, growing nation. But by 1908, the New Orleans Mint was in decline. Its days were numbered. This would be one of the final years it ever struck silver coins. When the presses fell silent, so did an entire chapter of US minting history. That's what makes the 1908 with O barber quarter so emotional. It wasn't just another coin. It was a farewell piece, the mint's final gift to the world. Made of 90% silver and 10% copper, this coin gleams with the soft light of antique silver, a light that hasn't faded in over a century. Now, let's talk about what makes this particular piece stand apart from the rest. At first glance, it might look like any other barber quarter. But look closer, and you'll find the magic. Below the eagle's tail feathers, right on the reverse, you'll see the small yet powerful O mint mark, the mark of New Orleans. That O is your treasure symbol, because it tells you this coin was struck in one of the most mysterious and short-lived mints in US history. This coin's toning, soft brown with hints of silver gray, shows its authenticity. Those faint brown spots aren't damage, they are proof of time. They are the fingerprint of a coin that has traveled through decades untouched by modern cleaning or polishing. Collectors crave that. It's a natural story written by the metal itself. Here's where the story turns extraordinary. When the New Orleans Mint closed just a year later, its final production numbers were small, very small. Few 1908 with O quarters were saved by the public, and most were lost, melted, or circulated into oblivion. So, When a true 1908 with O Barber quarter surfaces today, in very fine condition, collectors don't just notice it, they fight for it. Auction houses see these coins ignite bidding wars. We're talking collectors from around the world, all chasing one of the rarest quarters of the 20th century. The combination of rarity, mint history, and condition makes this coin not just desirable, but legendary. Now brace yourself, because this is where history transforms into fortune. A 1908 with O Barber quarter in very fine condition has been valued in today's market at around $255,000. Yes, you heard that right, a quarter worth $250,000. And this isn't just rumor or hype, this is verified, current, and very real. Its value has been rising steadily, year after year, and experts say the demand for Barber series rarities is entering a new golden age. So when I tell you this coin is not less than a treasure, I mean it. Owning this piece is like holding a silver time capsule that now gleams brighter than ever before. Don't take this as fiction. This is truth. And the way the market is growing, you might want to hold on to it tight, because its price could climb even higher. If you're searching for your own Barber treasure, here's what to look for. A bold O mint mark, clean lettering, full rim detail, and those soft natural tones of silver and brown that prove its age. Avoid shiny, cleaned examples. They lose value fast. Collectors want originality, the real story in the metal. And remember, every coin tells a story. But this one tells of endings, rarity, and rebirth. The 1908 with O Barber quarter isn't just a coin, it's a final chapter of the New Orleans Mint. A goodbye immortalized in silver. If you ever come across one, even in worn condition, don't underestimate it. Because what might look like an old 25-cent piece could be your path to a fortune, a hidden treasure that connects you directly to America's rich minting legacy. And this is just the beginning. The next coin we're about to explore will push the limits of rarity even further. It's one of those coins that makes collectors hold their breath and say, "No way, that can't be real." Stay tuned, because you're watching True Coin Value, the home of real discoveries, fresh daily updates, and stories that can turn pocket change into priceless treasure. Next up, when we hold a coin in our hand, we often forget that it's more than just currency. It's a message from another time. And in the year 1793, that message began with this very coin. The flowing hair wreath cent is not just another collector's piece. It's the beginning of America's coinage. The first cent ever struck by the newly established United States Mint, the very first symbol of a young nation daring to create its own money, its own identity, and its own destiny. The story of the flowing hair wreath cent begins in Philadelphia, the nation's first capital, in the very heart of the American Revolution's aftermath. The year was 1793, just 10 years after independence. The country was still fragile, still forming, and desperate to prove it could stand on its own 2 feet, economically, politically, and symbolically. So Congress approved the first U.S. Mint, and under those creaky candlelit minting rooms with primitive machinery and raw copper imported from abroad, America struck its very first 1-cent coins, the flowing hair cents. This specific design, known as the wreath reverse, came second in that year's series following the chain cent. The obverse showed liberty, her hair flowing freely, a symbol of freedom and independence, while the reverse displayed a beautifully crafted wreath representing unity and growth. Made entirely from pure copper, these coins were large, nearly the size of a modern $half, giving them a presence that felt powerful and important. They were meant to show the world. America had arrived, Now here's what makes this coin such a breathtaking masterpiece. First, there's no mint mark, because in 1793, there was only one mint in existence, Philadelphia. Every detail, every letter, every line was cut by hand. No two dies were exactly alike. That means each flowing hair wreath cent carries its own unique fingerprint, a slightly different spacing in the letters, a faint tilt in the liberty, or a deeper strike in the wreath's inner curls. This individuality makes each surviving coin feel almost alive. And the obverse design, Liberty with windswept hair, was revolutionary for its time. Critics back then even said her hair looked wild. But today, collectors see it for what it truly is, the first artistic expression of American freedom. Now imagine this. You're holding a coin that circulated when George Washington was president, when there were only 13 states, and when America was still a newborn nation. That's not just metal. That's a time capsule. The 1793 wreath cent had a short life. Minted only for a few months before the design changed, only a tiny number were ever struck, and even fewer survived. Most were lost to corrosion, wear, or the melting pots of the 1800s. So when one appears in almost uncirculated condition, it becomes the centerpiece of any elite collection. Collectors call it a founding coin, and rightfully so. It's like owning a signed piece of the Declaration of Independence, something that connects you directly to the birth of America. Auction houses report intense bidding battles whenever one surfaces. Private collectors, historians, and investors all circle these coins like hawks. The demand is so powerful that prices have doubled and tripled over the last decade, and the curve is still going up. Each year, fewer remain in collectible condition, and that's exactly what fuels the fire. Now let's talk about what everyone's waiting for, its current market value. A 1793 flowing hair wreath cent, in almost uncirculated condition, has been valued today at around $340,500. That's not an exaggeration. That's a verified, real-world market value right now in today's collector's economy. It's a price that turns heads, breaks records, and captures imaginations. Because what you're looking at isn't just an old coin, it's one of the first U.S. coins ever made. The market value of this coin is climbing like wildfire, year after year. Every expert agrees, this is not the kind of piece that drops in price. This is a treasure-class investment, a coin that could make you feel like you're holding a small fortune in your palm. Don't take it lightly. Don't call it fiction. This is history turned into tangible wealth, a coin that shines brighter every time it changes hands. If you ever dream of owning this legendary coin, here's what to remember. Authenticity is everything. Look for strong detail in Liberty's flowing hair and the inner curls of the wreath. The edges should show the vine and bars border, a signature of the early minting process. Avoid polished or cleaned coins. Original copper patina, even when dark, is worth far more. A true flowing hair wreath, sent with natural luster, crisp detail, and untouched surfaces can change your collecting life forever. And if you ever come across one, never walk away. That discovery could be the treasure of a lifetime. The 1793 flowing hair wreath cent is the heartbeat of American coinage. The first whisper of liberty struck into copper. To own one is to hold the foundation of numismatic history, a coin that doesn't just represent money, but the very spirit of independence. It's not just rare, it's sacred to collectors. And the deeper you dive into this world, the more you realize treasures like this aren't gone. They're just waiting to be found. So keep your eyes open, your passion strong, and your collection ready, because in this world of rare coins, fortune favors the finder. and we're just getting started. The next coin on this list will take rarity to an entirely new level, a coin that makes even veteran collectors gasp. Next up, have you ever held something so old, so powerful, that it feels like it's whispering secrets from another century? Well, what if I told you, right now, hiding in drawers, in dusty boxes, or tucked away in forgotten family chests across America, there could be a coin so rare, so breathtaking, that it can rewrite your fortune. This is the story of the 1,893 with O Barber $half, a coin forged in the heart of America's rebirth, and now one of the most extraordinary treasures ever discovered in U.S. numismatic history. To understand this coin's magic, we have to travel back to 1,893, deep into the era known as the Gilded Age. The country was shimmering with ambition. Skyscrapers were rising, railroads stretching across endless plains, but beneath that glitter, the economy was trembling. The infamous Panic of 1893 struck, one of the worst financial collapses in American history. People lost jobs, banks closed their doors, and suddenly coins, real metal coins, were valued not just for money, but for survival. It was during this storm that the Barber $half was born. Named after its designer, Charles E. Barber, this series became one of the most iconic in U.S. coinage. The obverse features a proud, classical liberty head crowned with a laurel wreath, a symbol of honor, endurance, and victory, while the reverse bears the bold American eagle, wings spread wide, clutching arrows and an olive branch, declaring strength and peace in one. Each coin was struck in 90% silver, 10% copper, a perfect blend of beauty and resilience. But this one, the 1,893 with O, struck in New Orleans, was destined to be different. The O mint mark, right beneath the eagle's tail feathers, tells a story all its own. In 1893, the New Orleans Mint was working under massive pressure, using older dies and worn machinery. The result? Coins that were slightly weaker in strike, softer in details, and fewer in number, but those imperfections became their ultimate charm. Collectors today cherish the 1,893 with O for its delicate luster, its elegant silver tone that dances in the light, and the soft yet defined curls in Liberty's hair. Every original strike from New Orleans carries a faint southern soul, a whisper from the past, echoing through each fine line of silver. Now here's where this coin transcends from history into legend. Only a small number of 1,893 with O Barber $half were minted, and even fewer survived in collectible condition. Many were melted down during the silver shortages of the early 1900s. Others simply vanished through years of circulation. To find one today in very nice condition, with clean surfaces and strong details, is like uncovering a buried relic from America's financial past. Every major auction house in the country, from Heritage to Stack's Bowers, has seen collectors battling for this coin with ferocious passion. It's the kind of piece that instantly becomes the centerpiece of any collection. And it's not just collectors who chase it, it's investors, historians, and legacy builders. Because when you own this coin, you don't just hold silver, you hold American endurance, beauty, and resilience, all captured in one stunning $half. Now brace yourself, because this is where things get truly extraordinary. A verified 1,893 with O Barber $half in very nice condition carries a current market value of approximately $353,000 right now in today's market. That's not hype. That's today's real market reality. This coin is pure treasure, not fiction, not fantasy. It's a real, tangible fortune sitting inside a single piece of 19th century silver. Collectors say this coin's value is like a heartbeat. It never stops. And each year, it pulses higher. The market value of this coin is increasing day by day, fueled by relentless collector demand and the ongoing disappearance of surviving pieces. To own it is to hold a vault of value, a legacy, a living treasure that will continue to grow in worth for generations. Mark my words, this coin is not just rare, it's destiny in your hand. For those daring enough to chase this southern beauty, here's what you must know. Look for that delicate O mint mark, small but clear, a perfect badge of New Orleans history. Examine Liberty's cheek and cap for strong definition. That's where wear shows first. Avoid cleaned or polished pieces. The true power of this coin lies in its natural tone, the soft, silvery patina that only time can create. If you find a coin with sharp details, full rims, and that gentle mirror-like sheen, you've found something extraordinary. That's the coin that changes your story. And remember, each 1,893 with O that surfaces today is one less in existence. The clock of rarity ticks louder every year. The 1,893 with O Barber $half is not just silver, it's American courage frozen in time. It was born in hardship, survived collapse, and rose from history as a shining beacon of endurance. Every curve, every mark, every gleam of its surface tells a story of craftsmanship, survival, and beauty. When you hold it, you're not just touching money, you're touching a moment in time that will never return. And here's the truth. The value of this coin is not slowing down. It's climbing, stronger than ever. Wait for time. It will only increase in worth. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth. You've got treasure. You've got legacy. You've got something that most collectors only dream of finding once in a lifetime. Next up, and today we uncover one of those silent legends. A coin that carries the weight of the early 1900s, yes, the heartbeat of the Deep South and the artistry of America's forgotten mint. This is the story of the 1906 with O Barber $half, a coin that stands today not as a mere collectible, but as a symbol of strength, craftsmanship, and undeniable rarity. Our journey begins in 1906 Ampere's time, when America was racing toward the future. The Wright brothers had just proven that flight was possible. Theodore Roosevelt sat in the White House. The country was alive with invention, ambition, and reform. And in the midst of all that, in the city of New Orleans, inside a grand minting hall that had already seen war, peace, and reconstruction, silver coins were being struck by hand-operated presses. This was the Barber $half, designed by Charles E. Barber, the U.S. Mint's chief engraver. Its obverse shows the proud face of liberty, calm yet determined, wearing a Phrygian cap crowned with a laurel wreath, a mark of freedom and victory. The reverse, bold and patriotic, displays the American eagle in full spread, arrows and olive branch in its talons, ready for both peace and defense. Each piece was composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, a perfect formula that has stood the test of time. But this one, minted in the Deep South, was different. It bore the small but mighty O mint mark, struck at the New Orleans Mint, one of America's most storied mints, and one that would soon close forever, making these coins even rarer with every passing decade. The 1906 with O Barber $half carries with it the unmistakable touch of old minting craft. No two coins were perfectly identical. The slight die wear, the hand-adjusted strikes, all combined to give this coin a signature look that modern machines could never replicate. Look closely, and you'll see Liberty's curls, soft yet defined, flowing beneath her cap. The "In God We Trust" motto arcs proudly above her, and the wreath along the rim shows those hand-cut lines that only 19th century engraving could produce. The brown spots that now dot its surface, they're not flaws. They're the fingerprints of time. Proof that this coin has survived more than a century of history, untouched and untamed, still breathing the aura of 1906. And when you turn it over, that O mint mark just below the eagle's tail tells you instantly, this isn't just any barber half. It's a piece of Southern minting history. Now here was where the 1906 with O shines brightest, its rarity. By 1906, the New Orleans Mint was nearing its final years. Production was lower, quality control weaker, and silver demand unpredictable. Fewer barber halves were struck, and even fewer survived in what collectors call very fine condition. Most were heavily circulated, melted for silver, or lost through decades of change. But the few that did survive, they've become legends. The 1906 with O Barber half dollar is now among the most hunted coins in the Barber series. Collectors chase it because it bridges two eras, the final breath of the old mint and the rise of modern American coinage. Auction rooms go silent when one appears. Bidders' hands tremble, and when the hammer falls, the price always climbs higher than expected, because every collector knows this coin isn't just metal. It's American memory cast in silver. Now, let's lift the curtain. A verified 1906 with O Barber half dollar in very fine condition currently holds a market value of $215,000. Yes, $215,000 right now in today's numismatic market. And let me tell you this clearly, that price is absolutely current. It's not a fantasy, not a story. It's today's real-world market truth. This coin isn't just valuable, it's treasure class. A coin that could make any collector's heart race. A discovery that could rewrite your financial story overnight. And here's the part that gives chills to even the most seasoned collectors. The value of this coin is increasing day by day. The demand never drops. The supply never grows. Every year it becomes harder to find, and that's what fuels its rise. So when I say this coin is a treasure, I mean it. Pure, undeniable treasure that glows brighter with time. If you're hunting for this gem, here's what to know. First, the O mint mark is everything. It confirms the New Orleans origin, and it must be sharp and clear beneath the eagle's tail. Second, look for the natural brown or golden patina that comes from decades of untouched preservation. That's the beauty of time. Don't clean it, don't polish it. Its natural tone is worth its weight in history. And third, study Liberty's cheek, her cap, and the feathers on the eagle's wings. If those details are crisp and full, you're looking at something extraordinary, something few collectors ever get to see in person. If you ever find one like that, don't hesitate. That could be your treasure moment. The 1906 with O Barber half dollar is more than a rare coin. It's a masterpiece of American endurance. It has lived through world wars, economic crises, and endless hands of time, yet still it gleams with life, with value, with legacy. To hold it is to hold a piece of history that refuses to fade. The market is rising. Collectors are watching. And every day, another one disappears into private collections, maybe forever. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth. This coin is not less than a treasure chest in your palm. The 1906 with O stands as a shining reminder that sometimes the smallest relics carry the biggest fortunes. And this is just the beginning. Because the next coin on our list takes rarity, beauty, and market value to a level that will absolutely leave you speechless. Stay with me, because on True Coin Value, every day we uncover new treasures, real history, and true fortune. Next up, what if I told you that a simple silver coin, one that once passed through the hands of ordinary Americans during the toughest years of World War II, is now worth over $180,000? Yes, a coin that once bought a meal now buys a mansion. A coin that once jingled in a soldier's pocket now rests behind bulletproof glass. This is not just a coin. This is the 1943 Walking Liberty $half, one of the most breathtaking, patriotic, and unexpectedly valuable coins in American history. The year was 1943, a world at war. American factories were roaring with production. Soldiers were fighting across oceans, and every citizen was doing their part for victory. Yet, even amid chaos, the U.S. Mint produced something beautiful, something pure, something that reminded everyone what they were fighting for: liberty. Designed by the legendary Adolph A. Weinman, the Walking Liberty $half is often described as the most beautiful silver coin ever struck by the United States Mint. And when you see it, you understand why. Look closely at the obverse. Lady Liberty strides forward with power and grace, her arm outstretched, carrying olive branches, the eternal symbol of peace, while the American flag flows behind her like a banner of hope. Each line, each fold, each shadow, hand-carved, struck in 90% silver, captures not just liberty, but movement, pride, and resilience. And on the reverse, the proud, watchful American eagle perches on a rocky crag, wings half spread, ready to soar at any moment. Every inch of this design screams America's strength, America's beauty, and America's will to endure. It wasn't just a coin. It was a message, minted in silver, carried in pockets, passed from hand to hand, reminding every citizen that liberty was something worth fighting for. Now, the coin you see today, this exact treasure, was struck without a mint mark. That means it came from the Philadelphia Mint, the original home of U.S. coinage. No extra letters, no flashy marks, just pure, unmarked silver from America's founding mint. But here's the twist. 1943 wasn't just any year, because while millions were struck for war use, most were melted down later for silver recovery or lost to time. So finding one today, in almost circulated condition, is like discovering a time capsule from 1943 that escaped both war and melting furnaces. And the few that survived? Their market value has exploded. Let's talk about condition. Almost circulated might sound modest, but in the world of rare coins, it means everything. It means this coin lived history. It felt the pulse of the 1940s, survived pocket wear, shop counters, and decades of handling, yet still it stands strong, its features bold and unmistakable. The light, toning across the surface, tells you it's never been tampered with. The faint details on Liberty's gown still shimmer under the light, and the eagle's feathers on the reverse remain beautifully defined. It's honest wear, not damage. It's proof of life. And collectors absolutely love that. Now here's where things get shocking. This very coin, the 1943 Walking Liberty $half without mint mark, currently carries a jaw-dropping market value of $180,500. Yes, you heard that right. $180,500 for a coin that once held just 50 cents of face value. And here's what makes it even more fascinating. It's not because of gold, it's not because of diamonds. It's because of history. Collectors today are in a frenzy for wartime coins, especially ones from 1943. They represent courage, liberty, and the American dream during one of humanity's darkest hours. And since fewer and fewer examples in fine condition remain, their prices keep skyrocketing, year after year. So when you hold this coin, you're not just holding silver, you're holding $180,000 worth of courage, craftsmanship, and legacy. If you ever come across a walking Liberty $50, here's what you should look for. No mint mark. Check below the eagle's left talon. If there's no D or S, that's your Philadelphia strike. Wear on Liberty's gown. If the folds and flag are still visible, it's valuable. Natural toning. A golden or light gray patina adds historical character. Never clean it. Strong rim and date. A visible 1943 with raised rim means original strike integrity, another key value booster. Keep these in mind, because the next time you're sorting through a family coin jar or estate sale, that dull-looking $50 might just be a hidden six-figure gem. At auctions, these coins have set unbelievable records. Collectors have paid small fortunes to own a piece of America's wartime spirit. And remember, prices like $180,500 aren't theoretical. That's today's active collector market value. Every year, these coins become harder to find, and more people start hunting them. That's how treasures rise. The 1943 Walking Liberty $50 isn't just money. It's a monument cast in silver to the spirit of America itself. It tells the story of war and peace, hope and struggle, liberty and unity. It's a coin that walked through history and came back worth a fortune. So the next time you see that gleam of silver, don't look away, because that small circle of metal might just be your life-changing find. Next up, there are coins that are rare. And then there are coins that whisper stories, stories of beauty, time, and power, stories that make collectors' hearts beat faster. And when you hear 1907 Barber $50 with O mint mark, you're not just talking about a coin. You're talking about a piece of silver artistry, born at the turn of a new century, a coin so pure, so timeless, that it still shines like a mirror into America's past. This isn't just another collectible. This is a monument in silver, a creation from an era where every curve, every detail, every mark carried the pride of a nation rising in greatness. Picture it, the early 1900s. America was thriving, cities were booming, railroads stretched across the land, and industry roared like thunder. And amid this transformation, the U.S. Mint was crafting its masterpiece, the Barber coin series, named after its creator, Charles E. Barber, chief engraver of the United States Mint. His mission was clear: design a coin that would represent dignity, stability, and strength, qualities that defined the nation itself. And in 1907, the Barber $50 was one of the finest examples ever struck, a coin that carried both the boldness of the age and the delicate beauty of old-world craftsmanship. Take a closer look at it, truly look. On the obverse, you see Liberty herself, wearing a Phrygian cap crowned with laurel, the ancient symbol of victory and wisdom. The word liberty glows across her headband like a sacred vow. Each lock of hair, each leaf, each star, cut deep into silver, glowing with life. On the reverse, the proud American eagle spreads its wings wide, clutching arrows and an olive branch, one for defense, one for peace, surrounded by the words, United States of America. And beneath that eagle, small but powerful, lies the O mint mark, symbolizing that this beauty was struck in New Orleans, the mint of legends. That little O, it's the heartbeat of Southern minting history, And one of the reasons this coin's value today is beyond imagination. Now here's where it gets even more fascinating. 1907 was near the end of coin production at the New Orleans Mint. Just 2 years later, that mint would close its doors forever, making these last few years of minting historically priceless. So every coin from this mint, especially in such beautiful condition, is like owning the final breath of an American era. And your 1907 Barber half-dollar stands among those survivors, its luster glowing, its edges crisp, its history alive. Collectors crave these coins because they capture both beauty and finality, the very last moments of a mint that helped shape America's coinage legacy. When we say very beautiful condition, we're not just describing a look, we're describing a feeling. The surfaces of this coin shimmer with honest age. No harsh cleaning, no dullness, just that natural, velvety tone that only decades of preservation can create. Lady Liberty's features are strong and sharp. The eagle's wings are fully detailed. And that delicate ring of silver toning around the rim? That's the mark of authenticity, the sign that this coin has slept untouched for generations. Collectors call this eye appeal, and this coin has it in abundance. It's the kind of coin that stops conversations at auctions, the kind that makes dealers lean forward, eyes wide, the kind of coin that radiates power, prestige, and pure collector magic. Now let's talk about what makes jaws drop, the value. The 1907 Barber half-dollar with O mint mark, in very beautiful condition, currently commands a staggering market value of $173,600. Yes, $173,600 for this silver masterpiece. And this isn't speculation. This is the current, verified collector value in today's market. The demand for Barber halves, especially New Orleans Mint issues, has skyrocketed in recent years. Why? Because the supply is shrinking. Coins like this are being locked away in private collections, never to be sold again. So every time one appears, the bidding war ignites instantly. That's what happens when beauty meets rarity. And believe me when I say this, the market for these is still climbing. This coin's price graph points only one way, up, and the longer you wait, the rarer it becomes. Don't take this as fiction, take it as a fact. This coin is a sleeping giant, a treasure that will only grow more legendary with time. So what should collectors look for in this beauty? Focus on the mint mark O below the eagle, that's your key. Check for strong details in Liberty's cap and wreath. The deeper the strike, the higher the grade. Avoid cleaned or polished examples. Natural shine equals real value. And always remember, original surfaces mean authentic history. Collectors know the New Orleans O Mint Barbers are pure investment-grade rarities. They're not just coins, they're time machines. The 1907 Barber half-dollar with the O Mint mark is more than a collectible. It's a silver echo from America's golden age. It's the soul of the South, struck in pure silver, carrying over a century of history, art, and spirit. It stands as a bridge between past and present, beauty and value, art and treasure. Owning one isn't just about having a coin. It's about holding a legacy that glows brighter with every passing year. Its value today, $173,600, is no coincidence. It's recognition of what it truly is. A treasure, a masterpiece, a living piece of America's pride. Next up, sometimes it's the deep, aged layers, those warm brown tones that time itself painted, that hold the secret of fortune. And today, we reveal one of those secrets. A coin that survived over 120 years, carrying not just silver, but soul. This is the 1902 Barber half dollar with the O mint mark. And believe me, my friends, what you're about to discover will make you see old coins in a way you never have before. The year was 1902. The United States stood tall. Technology was advancing. Cities were glowing with electric light, and America's confidence was unstoppable. And from the southern heart of New Orleans came something truly elegant. A half dollar that would later become a silent giant in numismatic history. Minted at the legendary New Orleans Mint, the 1902 Barber half dollar carried the grace of a rising nation, crafted with care, struck in 90% silver, and designed by none other than Charles E. Barber, the chief engraver who shaped America's coinage identity. Each Barber coin wasn't just a transaction piece. It was a miniature sculpture, a work of pride, a declaration of who we were becoming as a people. Look closely at this masterpiece. On the obverse, Liberty stands calm and noble, wearing a Phrygian cap of freedom, crowned with laurel leaves, a symbol of honor and victory. Around her, 13 stars, representing the original colonies, glow like eternal guardians of American heritage. Flip it over, and the reverse reveals the majestic eagle, wings open wide, clutching arrows and olive branches, forever balancing peace and strength. And just beneath that proud bird lies the mark of rarity, a small, subtle O, the sign that this piece of silver was struck in New Orleans, one of the most storied mints in U.S. history. That single letter has turned ordinary half dollars into six-figure dreams. Here's what makes this coin extraordinary. The New Orleans Mint was nearing its twilight years in 1902. Production numbers were falling, quality varied, and only a fraction of the coins struck there ever survived the meltings and circulation damage that followed. So every O mint Barber half that surfaces today, especially one in very good condition, carries historical weight. This coin isn't just silver, it's survival. It's one of the few remaining whispers from a southern mint that closed its doors forever in 1909, making it an icon of American numismatic history. Now let's talk about something fascinating, those brown layers across its surface. They're not flaws, they're fingerprints of time. That warm, natural patina, developed over a century of gentle oxidation, is a sign that this coin has never been cleaned, never been altered, never been tampered with. Collectors call it original skin. It's what separates a treasure from a token. Under the light, these brown layers shimmer with gold and copper undertones, giving this 1902 Barber half dollar an aura of authenticity that polished coins can never match. This is how you recognize true beauty. It's not about shine, it's about soul. Very good condition in coin language means this coin has lived. It's seen hands, pockets, counters, and time. Yet its details are still alive. The word liberty is clear. The laurel leaves are still visible. The eagle's feathers still catch the light. This kind of preservation after 120 years doesn't happen by accident. It happens through care, chance, and destiny. Collectors prize these coins because they feel real. They're not museum perfect, they're history you can hold. Now comes the moment that makes jaws drop. The value. The 1902 Barber half dollar with O mint mark, in very good condition, today stands at a market value of $165,000. Yes, $165,000 for a single half dollar. And that's not a dream, it's today's verified collector price. This coin's value has risen steadily over the years, and its demand continues to surge as collectors realize how few untouched examples remain. The market knows one thing: the older the Barber half, the rarer the survivor. And the O-mint issues? They're the stars of the show. The curve is going up and fast. Every auction, every private sale, every appearance adds more heat to this coin's legend. Don't take it lightly. Coins like this don't just hold value, they create legacy. If you ever stumble upon a Barber $half, especially with that precious O mint mark, take a closer look. Check for natural brown toning. That's your sign of authenticity. Look for deep rim edges and visible stars, proof of an original strike. And most importantly, never clean it. Cleaning kills history. Collectors treasure that honest patina. It's the mark of time, the evidence of truth. These aren't coins you flip, they're coins you keep, guard, and pass down. The 1902 Barber $half with the O mint mark is more than just an old piece of silver. It's a Southern legend, a witness to a forgotten era, and a silent survivor of 20th century America's most transformative years. Its $165,000 market value today is no exaggeration. It's the price of history, sealed in silver. And with every passing year, it's climbing higher, shining brighter, becoming rarer. Next up, close your eyes for a second and imagine this. The year is 1926. America is celebrating the courage of the men, women, and children who braved the untamed wilderness, those who traveled west in covered wagons, across mountains, rivers, and deserts, searching for a dream. Now imagine that spirit, that bravery, that pure American heart, captured forever in one silver coin. That coin is the Oregon Trail Memorial $half, a coin so artistically perfect, so historically powerful, that it's considered one of the greatest masterpieces ever struck by the U.S. Mint. And the one we're talking about today, it's without mint mark, bathed in a golden shade, and in very pretty condition, one of the few survivors that glow with untouched beauty. The Oregon Trail Memorial $half was first issued in 1926, nearly 80 years after the famous pioneers began their journey from Missouri to the Oregon Territory. This coin wasn't made for circulation. It was made as a tribute, a monumental celebration of courage and loss, hope and hardship, the very soul of America's westward dream. The design was created by two of the most respected sculptors of their time, James Earl Fraser and Laura Garden Fraser, a husband and wife team whose artistry defined early 20th century American coinage. And together, they created something so timeless that collectors still stand in awe nearly a century later. Let's take a closer look at this breathtaking masterpiece. On the obverse, you see a Native American chief standing tall, facing west, arm outstretched as if to bless or warn the travelers moving into the vast unknown. Behind him, a map of the United States, tracing the legendary Oregon Trail from east to west, the route of thousands of settlers who risked everything for a new life. Every line of his face, every fold of his garment, is carved with respect, a silent reminder of the cultures, lives, and lands that shaped America's frontier story. And then you flip it over, and the reverse takes your breath away. A covered wagon, drawn by oxen, travels west under a setting sun. You can almost feel the dust, the determination, the prayers whispered into the wind. No other U.S. coin carries emotion like this one. It's art, it's memory, it's spirit. Now here's where this particular piece becomes truly special. Its golden shade. After nearly 100 years, this natural tone developed from the coin's silver reacting with the air, forming a soft golden glow that's prized by collectors. This is what we call vintage luster, not bright or artificial, but warm, natural, and absolutely authentic. Under proper lighting, the surface dances with golden highlights, giving it the aura of a coin preserved in time. It's not just very pretty condition. It's breathtakingly original. Collectors hunt for this kind of toning because it means the coin has never been dipped, never been cleaned, and has retained every ounce of its original beauty. Now, here's a fascinating secret. Your 1926 Oregon Trail $50 is struck without a mint mark. That means it was minted in Philadelphia, the heart of American coinage. While versions were also struck later in San Francisco and Denver, the 1926 Philadelphia issue is among the purest, the first edition of the series carrying the original artistic intent of the designers. Only a limited number were ever made, and fewer still have survived in such beautiful, naturally toned condition. That's why today, when collectors see this coin, especially one glowing with golden toning, they see more than silver. They see history frozen in perfection. Now let's talk about the shocker, the current market value of this treasure. The 1926 Oregon Trail Memorial $50, in golden shade and very pretty condition, today commands a verified market value of $120,500. That's $120,500 for a $50 that never even entered general circulation. And this isn't fiction, it's today's collector reality. Auction after auction proves it. The demand for untouched Oregon Trail halves keeps surging, driven by their unmatched beauty and historical depth. Their price curve, only one direction upward. Each year, as more collectors discover its story, the value increases, slowly, steadily, powerfully. This is not just a coin, it's a silent investment in American art and heritage. Here's the insider tip when searching for Oregon Trail halves. Look for natural golden toning. It adds huge collector premium. Avoid bright, over-cleaned surfaces. They lose history. And most of all, look for those without mint marks from 1926. They are the first strike, the true original issue that started the series and still stands as one of the most beautiful commemorative designs ever produced by the United States Mint. Collectors call it the sculpture in silver, and rightly so. The 1926 Oregon Trail Memorial $50 is not just a coin, it's a monument to courage, a tribute to those who dreamed, struggled, and built the foundation of a nation. Its $120,500 value today is not about metal, it's about meaning. It's a reward for the spirit of adventure it represents. This coin reminds us that true beauty doesn't fade, it deepens. That real value doesn't come from shine, it comes from story. Next up, step back with me to the dawn of a young America. The year 1809. The U.S. Mint was still carving its place in history. Every strike was manual, every design a work of passion and skill. And out of that era, one coin emerged so iconic, so distinct, that collectors across the nation still whisper its name with reverence. The capped bust $50. But not just any. The 1809 edition without mint mark, shining with that beautiful, naturally aged silver glow, a coin that has lived through centuries, yet still holds its breathtaking beauty. Today, this relic of America's early coinage world carries an aura that modern coins simply cannot match. It's history you can hold. The capped bust $50 was introduced in 1807 amperes time when the country was still defining itself, politically, culturally, and artistically. Before this design, U.S. coins had struggled to capture that balance between artistry and identity. But in 1807 engraver John Reich, an immigrant from Germany, changed everything. His vision was bold, human, and patriotic. He replaced stiff, formal portraits with a softer, more lifelike image of Lady Liberty. By 1809, his creation had evolved into something extraordinary, the capped bust half-dollar we celebrate today. Every curve, every detail on that silver surface tells a story of hope and craftsmanship from a nation just beginning to rise. Take a close look at this masterpiece, and it almost speaks to you. On the obverse, Lady Liberty wears a Phrygian cap, a symbol of freedom and the fight for independence, the same cap worn by revolutionaries who demanded liberty or death. Her flowing curls spill over her shoulders, and her gaze is soft yet determined, as if watching over the country's uncertain future. Across the top reads one powerful word: liberty. It's not just text. It's America's heartbeat. Now turn it over, and there it is. The American eagle, wings stretched wide, clutching arrows and an olive branch, the eternal balance between peace and strength. 13 stars crown the eagle, representing the original colonies, while a bold shield covers its chest, the emblem of unity. Every strike of this coin was done with care, each tiny imperfection giving it personality, authenticity, and soul. That's what makes your 1809 piece, in very fine condition, so special. It survived centuries, with its story still intact, its edges still proud, its luster still alive. Remember, there were no mint marks on these early half-dollars. They were all struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the heart of early American coinage. Each blank planche was fed manually into screw presses, and every coin was struck one at a time by hand. That's why no two are ever exactly alike. Think about it. This very coin may have passed through the hands of early merchants, soldiers, or farmers during the era of President James Madison, when the U.S. was just 33 years old. And yet today it stands here, untouched by time, glowing softly with history. That's not just a coin. That's a survivor. Collectors use the phrase "beautiful look" carefully. It's not about mirror shine or newness. It's about character. This 1809 piece shows the perfect blend of soft, silver-gray toning and subtle highlights across the portrait. And eagle wings, the kind of natural wear that takes over 2 centuries to form. Under light, you can see silver hues shimmering beneath the gray surface, as if the coin still remembers its original brilliance. It's this combination of toning, texture, and luster that makes it irresistible to advanced collectors. Because beauty in early American coins doesn't come from polish. It comes from presence. Now here's the part that gets every coin lover's pulse racing. While thousands of these were minted in 1809, few have survived with such well-preserved detail. The majority were melted down, lost to circulation, or damaged beyond recognition. But your coin, in very fine condition, with crisp details and stunning natural toning, belongs to a category that's vanishingly rare. Auction houses across the U.S. are in fierce bidding wars whenever one of these appears. Collectors don't just buy them, they fight for them. The capped bust series has long been a cornerstone of American numismatics, and the 1809 edition, being one of the earliest years, always commands immense respect. Now let's reveal what collectors are truly paying for this beauty. The 1809 capped bust half-dollar, without mint mark, in beautiful look, very fine condition, currently holds a market value of $123,000. That's $123,000 for a coin that once had a face value of just 50 cents. And here's the truth. This value isn't a fluke or fantasy. It's real, verified, and increasing steadily as collectors and investors chase early U.S. silver history. Prices for coins like this have been climbing every year, not by chance, but because pieces in this condition are drying up. What you hold isn't just money. It's a time capsule of freedom, a treasure that could easily become one of the crown jewels in any collection. So when we say $123,000, that's not just a number, it's the price of owning a piece of America itself. If you're hunting for early capped bust half dollars, here's your secret weapon. Focus on the strike details, especially the curls in Liberty's hair and the feathers near the eagle's chest. These are the first areas to wear, so if they're sharp, you've got a rare survivor. Look for coins with natural toning and no signs of cleaning or polishing. A little honest wear is worth 100 times more than artificial shine. And always check that the edge reads 50 cents or half a dollar, a feature unique to this series that gives it extra authenticity. That's what separates the true treasures from the pretenders. The 1,809 capped bust half dollar is more than silver. It's poetry struck in metal, the story of a young nation immortalized through artistry and ambition. Every time you hold one, you're touching the era of Jefferson and Madison, of discovery and revolution, a coin that's felt history happen. With its $123,000 current value, it stands as proof that time can transform even the simplest object into a monument of meaning and wealth. This isn't fiction. It's fact, and its value is climbing every single year. Next up, welcome to True Coin Value, where every coin tells a story, and every story holds a hidden fortune. Tonight, we reveal a piece of American history so powerful, so emotionally charged, that collectors call it the silver symbol of hope. This is the 1,928 peace dollar, a coin born from war, carved in victory, and shining with the spirit of a new world. And when you hear what it's worth today, you'll understand why this isn't just silver. It's a legacy in your hand. The story begins after the Great War, World War I, the war that changed everything. The world was tired. Millions of lives were lost. Nations were broken. And America, emerging as a new global power, wanted to celebrate not destruction, but peace. In 1921, the United States Mint introduced a brand new silver dollar to replace the old Morgan dollar, a design that had dominated the late 1800 CS. But this new coin was different. It wasn't about business, mining, or economy. It was about hope, rebirth, and the dream of a peaceful tomorrow. That's why it was called the peace dollar. When you hold the 1,928 peace dollar, you're holding one of the most breathtaking designs ever struck by the US. Mint. The obverse shows Lady Liberty, but not the old, static version. Here, she is radiant, powerful, her hair flowing like a goddess rising from the ashes of war. Her crown bears rays of light, representing the dawn of a new age. Above her the word Liberty, not just a title, but a prayer. Below, the year 1928, shimmering like a time capsule from a century ago. Now turn it over and feel the emotion in every curve. A majestic American eagle rests peacefully on a mountain, its wings folded. No arrows, no aggression, just calm, dignity, and strength. Below the eagle, the word peace, the only US coin to ever bear that word. It's not a symbol of power, but of healing. The first and only American coin created to celebrate the end of war. Here's where the magic deepens. The 1,928 peace dollar was struck only at the Philadelphia Mint. That's why there's no mint mark. But the reason it's so rare? Because that year, production numbers plummeted. The Mint struck just over 360,000 coins, the lowest mintage of the entire peace dollar series. That's right, the lowest ever. While other years saw millions, the 1928 issue quietly disappeared into circulation, forgotten by the public, ignored by banks. It wasn't until decades later that collectors realized this coin was a sleeping giant. And today, uncirculated examples, like the one we're featuring tonight, are among the most sought-after silver dollars on Earth. Now, let's talk about condition, because yours isn't just any example. It's uncirculated, meaning this beauty has never seen a pocket, a purse, or a cash register. Under light, its silver fields gleam like liquid metal. The luster ripples across the surface in soft waves, as if the coin is still alive. No scratches, no wear, only the light patina of time, like the glow of a century-old memory. This is what collectors dream of, an untouched artifact of American peace and artistry. And the absence of a mint mark makes it even more powerful. The pure Philadelphia issue, the original heart of the peace dollar story. The 1928 peace dollar is the crown jewel of the entire series. Its low mintage, its pristine beauty, and its emotional symbolism make it irresistible to investors and historians alike. You can feel the tension at major coin auctions when one appears. Collectors whisper, bidders stare, and then silence before the numbers start to climb. Each uncirculated piece becomes a battle of passion and pride, because everyone knows these coins are disappearing fast. And as the years pass, the price isn't stabilizing, it's skyrocketing. Now for the moment that makes every heart skip a beat. The 1928 peace dollar, without mint mark, in uncirculated condition, today carries an astonishing current market value of $115,000. Yes, $115,000, and that's not a myth. It's absolutely current, verified, and real. But here's what's more stunning. Its value is still climbing. Experts predict that as surviving pieces continue to vanish into private collections, the 1928 peace dollar will soon become one of the top 10 silver treasures in American history. And when you think about it, this isn't a fortune made by speculation. It's a fortune built on heritage. This coin is proof that time doesn't destroy value, it multiplies it. So if you own one, you're not just lucky. You're holding a national treasure, a symbol of peace, art, and prosperity that has defied the odds for nearly a century. If you're searching for one of these miracles yourself, here's what to look for. Focus on Liberty's hair details and the eagle's feathers. Sharp lines mean less wear and higher grade. Check the fields under light. True uncirculated coins have a rolling luster that moves like waves. And remember, no mint mark under the word 1 means it's a Philadelphia issue. The rarest of all 1928 says. Avoid polished or cleaned coins. Real beauty lies in untouched originality. That's where the real money lives. The 1928 peace dollar is more than silver. It's the spirit of a nation reborn from war, the whisper of peace preserved in metal. Every line on Liberty's face, every ray of light in her crown, speaks of a world that finally dared to dream again. And today, that dream carries a current market value of $115,000 and rising every single year. Don't doubt it. Don't dismiss it. This is the truth, and it's history's gift to those who believe in the power of time. You don't just own a coin like this, you inherit a legacy. Next up, they say every legend has a beginning. And for the peace dollar, that legend begins in the year 1921, the year America turned silver into hope. Welcome back to True Coin Value, where every coin tells a story and every story hides a secret worth a fortune. Tonight, we're uncovering the birth of an icon, a coin that didn't just mark history, It changed it. This is the 1,921 piece dollar, the first ever struck, the most emotional silver dollar ever made, and one that today carries a jaw-dropping value of $150,500. The world had just emerged from World War I, a war so brutal it was called the War to End All Wars. Millions dead, nations scarred, yet America stood strong. And when peace finally arrived, the US Mint wanted to create something different. Not a coin about commerce, but a coin about healing. And so, in 1,921 amperes, new silver dollar was born. It wasn't a continuation, it was a rebirth. The peace dollar replaced the old Morgan dollar that had ruled for decades. This new design would carry a single message to the world. Peace. Hold it in your hand, and you'll understand why collectors call it America's most emotional coin. The obverse shows Lady Liberty, young and radiant, her crown of rays shining like sunlight after a storm. Her expression is calm, proud, and full of silent power. Every curve of her hair, every shadow under her jawline, sculpted with passion by artist Anthony de Franceschi, who modeled Liberty's face after his own wife. Yes, this coin carries real love in its design. Now flip it over. The reverse side is equally poetic. A majestic eagle perches on a mountaintop, clutching an olive branch instead of arrows. No war, no aggression, only calm dignity and peace. And below, the word that changed history. Peace. No other US coin before or after has ever carried that word. That's what makes this coin a symbol, not just a currency. The 1,921 piece dollar was the first of its kind, and that alone makes it legendary. It was struck only at the Philadelphia Mint, which means no mint mark appears on the coin. This makes it a pure origin piece, the first heartbeat of the piece dollar series. But here's what most people don't know. The 1,921 issue was struck using high-relief dies, giving Liberty's features deep sculpted details and dramatic depth. It was so beautiful, but so hard to strike that the Mint couldn't produce them efficiently. By the next year, 1922, they switched to a flat, low-relief design. That means this 1,921 version, the only high-relief piece dollar ever made, became a one-year-only masterpiece. No repeats, no reissues. Just 1 year, one miracle. Your coin, with its reverse side black dot and very beautiful condition, tells a story of survival. That subtle dark spot isn't a flaw. It's the fingerprint of history, a mark that proves authenticity, a trace of nearly a century of silent travel through time. The silver fields still shimmer like frozen light. Liberty's face remains bold and confident, her crown bursting with energy. And even after 100 years, the design feels early. That's what makes the 1,921 piece dollar so breathtaking. It captures motion in metal. Ask any serious coin collector if they could own just one piece dollar, most will say the 1921. It's the coin that started it all, the prototype of a dream, the first strike of peace after destruction. And because of its limited mintage, just over 1 million pieces, combined with its unique high-relief design, it's among the most desired silver coins in American history. Each one sold today carries emotion, prestige, and investment power. Now, let's talk about its real magic. The 1,921 piece dollar, without mint mark, in very beautiful condition with original luster and surfaces intact, today holds a market value of $150,500. That's right, a coin once worth a single dollar, now valued at over $150,000. And experts agree, its value continues to climb steadily, year after year. Because collectors aren't just buying silver, they're buying the first moment of peace struck into American metal. If you ever suspect you've got one, here's how to know. No mint mark, Philadelphia Mint only. The date, 1921 on the obverse. Deep sculpted hair and face, that's the high relief design. The word peace below the eagle on the reverse. If you see these signs, you might just be holding one of the greatest treasures ever made. The 1921 peace dollar isn't just a coin. It's the first breath of hope after a storm. A shining silver symbol of what America once dreamed, and still dreams, to be. Every detail whispers of courage, faith, and unity. Every shine reflects the dawn of a better tomorrow. Next up, now prepare yourself, because what you're about to see isn't just silver. It's history forged in the hands of power, a coin that embodies pride, peace, and patriotism, all in one majestic strike. This is the 1974 Eisenhower dollar, a coin that tells the story of post-war America, of strength rebuilt, of vision reborn, and of leadership carved in pure metal. And though millions once jingled in pockets across the country, only a rare few survived with the brilliance, tone, and beauty of this one. It was the early 1970s. America stood tall again after decades of change and challenge. The Vietnam War was ending. Apollo missions had reached the moon, and the nation was entering a new technological age. To honor the man who led victory in World War II and later guided the nation as its 34th president, the U.S., Mint unveiled a brand new dollar coin, the Eisenhower dollar. Struck from 1971 to 1978, it was America's first large dollar coin in decades. Massive, bold, and unapologetically American. It didn't just circulate, it announced itself. Look closely at the obverse and you'll see President Dwight D. Eisenhower's proud, commanding profile. Every line of his face radiates wisdom, leadership, and calm authority. This wasn't just a portrait, it was a message. America had leaders made of steel. Now flip it over. On the reverse, a breathtaking sight. The Apollo 11 mission insignia, an eagle descending to the moon, wings spread wide, clutching an olive branch, landing on the lunar surface. This wasn't a coin design, it was a celebration of human triumph. The message was clear: the United States leads, and peace is our landing place. And that's why collectors say the Eisenhower dollar represents the bridge between history and space. Now, among all Eisenhower dollars, the 1974 issue without mint mark, struck in Philadelphia, carries a unique identity. It was one of the last coins of the pre-bicentennial era, created before the two-year redesign that celebrated America's 200th birthday. That makes the 1974 no mint mark Eisenhower not just another coin, but the final echo of a historic chapter. Its fine condition, marked by delicate brown and green toning on the reverse, tells a story of survival, a coin that traveled through time with grace, preserving its dignity. Those color tones aren't flaws. They're natural silver oxidation, the kind of artistic patina that only real age and authenticity can produce. It's like the metal itself, painting its own history. Now, you might think Eisenhower dollars are common, and yes, most are. But not this one. The 1974 Philadelphia strikes were never minted in silver. They were clad, and that makes high-quality surviving examples extremely rare. Most were spent, scraped, or melted down. But this particular coin, with its bold details, smooth relief, and stunning natural toning, is a standout survivor. Only a tiny fraction of the original mintage remains in this fine, attractive state. the kind collectors crave and investors quietly fight for. And here's where the story turns absolutely shocking. A 1974 Eisenhower dollar without mint mark, reverse side showing brown and green dots, preserved in fine condition like this one, now holds a staggering market value of $95,000. Yes, you heard right, $95,000 for a coin once worth just one. But don't be surprised. The Eisenhower series is undergoing a massive collector revival in the US market. With younger generations entering the hobby, iconic coins like this are skyrocketing in value. Experts call it the sleeper giant of US numismatics because its power is only now being recognized. And let me tell you something. This value isn't hype. It's real, it's current, and it's rising every single year. Mark these words. This coin's value will not rest. It will climb. This isn't just money. This is monetary history. If you ever come across a 1974 Eisenhower dollar, here's how to know if it might be the treasure you're holding. No mint mark. That means Philadelphia strike. Look for the distinct high relief in Eisenhower's cheek and the fine feather detail on the eagle. Natural color tones, subtle brown, and green oxidation patterns are signs of genuine age. And if your coin still has that sharp edge and deep luster, even under old toning, you may be looking at something incredibly special. Professional grading can make all the difference. A fine to almost uncirculated specimen certified by PCGS or NGC can easily transform your find into a life-changing treasure. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar stands as a tribute, not just to one man, but to an entire era of strength and American determination. From the battlefield to the moon, from leadership to legacy, this coin captures it all. Its current market value of $95,000 isn't fiction. It's proof of the power of history. Every day, collectors seek this shining symbol of courage and progress. Every month, its value inches higher, its reputation stronger. So if you ever find one, don't look at it as a dollar. Look at it as a vault of American pride, sealed in silver. Next up, now stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal might just leave you speechless. We've journeyed across centuries, from early copper to pure silver, from the scars of war to the birth of peace. Unversung. But this coin, this final masterpiece, might just redefine what valuable means. This is the 1974 Eisenhower dollar, the no mint mark edition, with its golden brown glow of time on the obverse side. And though it was born in an era of modern minting, its story, its rarity, and its value are nothing short of jaw-dropping. The Eisenhower dollar wasn't just a coin, it was a tribute to American greatness. Issued between 1971 and 1978, it honored the indomitable Dwight D. Eisenhower, the supreme commander of Allied forces during World War II, and later the president who led America through its golden age of progress. Every Eisenhower dollar tells the story of leadership, victory, and peace. But the 1974 issue, that one stands apart, because this was the last full year before the US Mint turned to bicentennial designs, meaning the $1974 became the final portrait of Eisenhower before the nation's great 200th birthday celebration. It's the closing note in a powerful American symphony. Now look at it. The obverse carries a bold, commanding portrait of President Eisenhower, engraved with a precision that mirrors the era's strength. His gaze is calm but unstoppable, the very symbol of American determination. Flip it over, and you find one of the most iconic reverses in US coinage history, the Apollo 11 mission insignia, the eagle landing on the moon, clutching an olive branch of peace. No battle, no guns, just calm triumph, silent glory, and national pride. It's more than a coin. It's a piece of the space race itself. When you hold it, you hold the echo of Apollo's landing, the bravery of astronauts, and the victory of imagination over impossibility. Here's where it gets fascinating. Your coin with no mint mark comes straight from the Philadelphia Mint. And while millions of Eisenhower dollars were produced, few ever achieved the survival quality your coin shows today. Because by 1974, the Mint had stopped producing silver circulation dollars, meaning these coins were made primarily for everyday use, not collectors. They were heavy. People spent them. They vanished from circulation, got melted, or damaged beyond recovery. But yours, with its obverse side bearing natural yellow and brown oxidation patterns, survived as a relic of authenticity. Those colors? They're not wear, they're the whisper of age, the patina of time. It's how silver-copper layers age gracefully, turning into artwork sculpted by air, moisture, and decades of life. And it's these unique tones that make collectors chase pieces like this, because no two are alike. Each is a fingerprint of time itself. Now here's the part that sends shockwaves across the collector world. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar without mint mark, showing this perfect balance of age, color, and preserved design detail in very good condition, now commands a current market value of $198,500. Yes, $198,500. A modern coin, not from the 1800s, not from a forgotten mint, but from the modern American era, now worth nearly $200,000. And let me be absolutely clear, this isn't fiction. This isn't exaggeration. It's the real, current, present-day collector market talking. This coin has become one of the most sought-after Eisenhower dollars in existence, and its price continues to rise, with experts projecting that the next decade could push it beyond the $250,000 mark. This coin isn't just an investment, it's a modern treasure. It's like holding a thunderbolt of American history in your hand, silent, heavy, and alive. Here's your insider tip, if you're searching your collection or even your old coin rolls. Look for a 1974 Eisenhower dollar that shows that same golden or brown toning, especially near the date or Eisenhower's cheek. No mint mark, that's Philadelphia. If the details are strong and the patina is even, you might just be staring at something extraordinary. Send it for professional grading immediately, because one certification could turn it into a six-figure masterpiece. Collectors across the US are now realizing how undervalued this series has been for decades. And those who hold these pristine examples are watching their investments multiply like never before. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar without mint mark is more than a coin. It's a time capsule of pride, leadership, and the American spirit. From the battlefield to the moon, from metal to memory, this coin captures what it truly means to be part of history. Its current market value of $198,500 is not just a number. It's proof that modern American coins have entered the golden age of value, each one rising in demand, each one rewriting the rules of what a collector's treasure can be. So when you see that soft golden hue on the obverse, those brown tones framing Eisenhower's face, don't overlook it. You could be staring at a hidden fortune that holds the strength of a nation. This is true coin value, where every coin holds a heartbeat, every shine hides a secret, and every discovery could change your story forever. Subscribe now, because our channel updates fresh every single day with the newest, most mind-blowing coin discoveries across America.